Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of White Guys Podcast, where white guys talk about white guy things. So, in today's news, I had the last shift of my job on 9/11, and that's pretty cool, pretty
Oh
tragic,
my
I suppose.
god. There's a really big important news event that happened this week, and then you just go straight. Well, white guy talking about white guy things. I quit my job.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir. So I'm thinking, big news, big news. Yeah,
well,
that was pretty
okay.
big news.
I think we just get we just take the elephant down right now. Elephant in the room. Let's take a look at it. The queen died.
That's
Uh,
not an elephant.
okay, okay. I was gonna say
That's,
you don't know
that's a
that or
woman.
something, but
Wait, what are you implying here,
I'm
mister?
implying.
Don't talk so ill of the dead. Do not talk so ill of the dead right here.
I mean, a lot of people right now kind of are. Uh,
They kind of are.
a lot of people I know are kind of talking shit about the queen. It's weird because they didn't have these opinions when she was alive, but uh, for the most part, it's let me actually pull up some. It's kind of stupid because they don't realize how important the queen really was to British culture, and we're outsiders looking in on it, and we're just kind of like, oh, that's weird. They have a monarchy, guys. We also kind of have that. I'm not sure you know that. We
Yeah,
kind of
well,
we
well,
worship the same god.
let's also not forget that I count little counterpoint here. I suppose British culture is invading other cultures.
Kind of
Still,
still a culture.
still a culture, I suppose. If we're trying to be inclusive to everyone, we gotta
Technically, still.
include.
Good.
Nah, but
Let's
like,
remind you, cool motive, still a murder.
but yeah, in my opinion, personally, I don't care either way. There's people who think ill of it. There's people who think the
Yeah.
opposite, who are kind of like upset she's dead. And it's like both are fair opinions to have, I think,
Hmm.
especially regarding the circumstances of where you've lived. Lots of places hated her for
Yeah.
God knows how long. I
Yeah. People have
you
very
bet your
mixed
ass
opinions on the
Africa's.
queen.
Mhm. You bet your ass Africa's fucking partying after uh you know what the British did to Africa.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that wasn't well, it wasn't entirely her fault. She she was born into it.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
guess so, but it's still a dub for them, you know?
Oh yeah. Though now they have an old white guy in power instead of an old white woman. So.
No! We're
Yeah.
regressing
Actually,
again.
yeah. Regressive. Um. No, but I looked into it, and I think generally, I think she's gonna be looked down on as favorable compared to all the other kings and queens of England.
Mm,
Generally, had a better legacy than most of them. So it does suck to see her go. It was like it's like this weird end of an era feeling.
I agree.
It was
I 100% agree.
for me that was funny because that literally the day before, so like Wednesday, I have a politics class, and my teacher he said this, and it blew my mind. The next day, he goes, "We need to decide what we're gonna do when the queen dies. Are we gonna stay with the monarchy or we're gonna drop it? I mean, she can't live forever, guys."
Oh.
Then the next morning, like you can't make this shit up. This dude's probably going to prison. Ugh.
See, you say that, but what I think is crazy is that there were multiple, and I mean multiple different instances I've seen just on social media of people predicting the exact day it happened. Like, for example, a popular YouTuber streamer figure, Jay Schlatt, who already made constantly made jokes about the Queen's death for like years, posted a thing literally hours before her death saying how he just came back from England, how he loves the place with the cheekiest fucking shit eating grin on the airplane.
Yeah,
And
he's
how do
been
you not
trying to
put that on a
predict
watch
her
list?
death. It's so funny to me.
Yeah. And now he's probably on a watch list. Because
I think
holy
he's
shit.
been on a watch list the whole time.
Well, now he just got fucking sent to number one in that shit. It's like there's a most one. You have like ranks 1 through 10. He's number one now after that.
Oh yeah, like I'd be if I was the government, I'd be like, "There's no fucking way." Like, I'd be watching him at this point. I mean, I'm sure he's already on one. I'm sure with the shit he said online. But yeah, there's not much to
Yeah.
talk about there. I mean, she's dead. What do you want me to say about it?
I mean, I have a funny little thing that
Yeah, go for it.
I suppose is a bit more on the personal side, but my mother, bless her soul, can hardly speak English and has been trying to get her Canadian citizenship for a while. Spoiler alert, I'm an immigrant. I'm stealing everyone's jobs. When I'm rich and famous, y'all be mad at me. Oh, got him. But as much as I'm a Canadian citizen, my dear mother is not. And now she's kind of in panic mode because the queen died like a couple days before her citizenship ceremony. So now she's panicking because she doesn't know what's gonna happen. Because my mom's kind of like a prepper in the sense that she's literally fucking rehearsed the fucking oath over and over and over. And the oath requires you, well, the oath, you're swearing it to the queen,
Yeah.
who is now dead. And I don't think you can swear an oath to a dead person.
Well, I people pray to God every day, dude. I don't know what you want.
Okay,
To
but God
Jesus.
isn't. Uh, they don't pray to Jesus
They
though.
totally do.
I mean,
Jesus, I'm pretty sure the whole thing is that Jesus is basically just God. Not they say Son of God, but it's like just his incarnation, I guess.
yeah, that's always a weird thing to me, right? Because how can you be reincarnated if you're already omnipotent and constantly in a state of being alive, therefore cannot die, therefore cannot reincarnate? That's
And
always
the,
been
the
weird to
Bible's
me.
full of plot holes. Let's not get into it. We were sure to offend somebody. Uh,
Listen, listen, the big God in the sky, crazy character, crazy development,
very well
loved it.
written.
The fan base,
Christians are just toxic Harry Potter fans.
bro, they're Steven Universe fans. What are you on
No.
about?
No, that's offensive. What I said was light. That's offensive. But I'm pretty sure
Listen,
the speech is gonna be very similar. Just replace Queen with King and her with his.
probably,
I don't think it's gonna
probably
be any
right.
different.
I doubt it. They're just gonna like probably give her an update with like an
Mhm,
email telling her it'll be slightly different in that regard, and boom, it'll all be done.
mhm.
It was just interesting to me, like, oh yeah,
Yeah, what are the chances?
what are the odds? What are the fucking odds?
It's kind of weird to me in the sense because like it got to the point where a part of me genuinely believes she may have been immortal. Like
Yeah,
96, if she got to 100, that would have been hilarious. Because I'm not sure if you know, but when you turn 100 in Canada or England, she sends you a handwritten letter. Um, and I was like, if she hits 100, does she have to send herself a letter? I was like
dear
curious.
Elizabeth.
Good job, signed Elizabeth.
That's I mean, yeah, given that it's her, I doubt that would be the case,
Mhm.
obviously. But no, the thing is, the whole immortal thing, like, despite the fact that like I've kind of assumed that she'd probably kick the bucket soon, there was a part of me that just she's like a constant figure, right?
Mm.
There's other celebrities, yeah, that have been a part of our lives forever because they've just been a focus of the media forever. But her specifically, she just felt like a presence, and I think part of the reason for that is because she's one of the longest rulers of all time. No one has had a reign longer than her
Yeah,
in God knows how long,
70
I think.
years. 70 years of ruling.
Which is crazy. That's almost three-quarters of a fucking century.
It's yeah. I mean, for context, like she started ruling like at the end of World War II. Like she was doing the
Yeah.
cleanup of World War II. She ruled
Which,
when fucking I think Churchill.
which is crazy,
Mhm.
right?
Absolutely
And that's
mind-boggling.
where and that's where I think that whole like idea that you were talking about with like it's kind of hard to fathom that she is dead kind of comes from.
Yeah, I mean, she's. I mean, she's obviously been there for all our lives, and there's been jokes about her being immortal forever. It's just 96. That's very unheard of, especially in a very
Mhm.
high stress position there. Mm.
And the incest.
It is incest. Let's not get into incest. Maybe that's what it was. It gave her
The
superpowers.
incest genes made her stronger.
I mean,
It's like fucking it's like what you call it? Like how there's certain like media
mm.
where they have like superpowers, so they purposely like breed with specific people breed with other people to get like stronger powers. Do you think that's what the British
That's
are?
what I think. That yeah, that's like why they're doing it, though. Is they want to keep the bloodline pure. So I think she's just got like this weird mutation and was immortal.
Listen, have you seen most of them though? Bro, they fucking living for a long ass
Oh
time.
yeah.
How old was her I mean, you could call him anything, cousin,
I,
husband,
his
whatever.
her grand, wait, her grand brother.
Your grand brother.
I don't know. Well, last
I'm
thing on the queen though
sure.
is I'm gonna really miss her very passive aggressive hats. That was my favorite part of the queen. There's like
Bro,
that.
she had the drip. What are
uh,
you on about?
There's that picture of her at the Brexit meeting or whatever, and she's in bright EU clothes, and she like rule of the queen and king or whatever. They're not really allowed to have political opinions. They can, but they're not really supposed to tell other people what to think.
Mhm.
And so this is like the one time I don't think she stated anything, but it was very clear where she stood. It was really funny.
And it's even better because, like, no one can call you out on it, really, if you
Oh yeah.
think about it. Like, what are they gonna say? "Oh, no, I just wore this hat. It was just a
It wasn't
hat."
just that, it was her whole outfit.
It was a whole outfit?
Her pants had like yellow and blue on it, her jacket was blue, and the hat was yellow and blue. I just there's no like it clearly was intentional. It just
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's this one. It's this
and she
one.
looks so pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, she does. She looks like a grandma about to hand out an ass whooping. It's like when the parent when your parent like gets mad like does something to you like is strict and then gram walks in on it and is pissed at your parents.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
That's the energy she's giving off right here.
Like she spent how long being buddy buddy with other EU leaders, and then Boris Johnson comes in and just blows it. Really funny to me. But yeah, so it's gonna suck that she's gone, but also it didn't really make a huge impact on my life whatsoever. It's just one of those weird things. It's like a family, like an estranged family member dying.
Either way, we still have to give like 2% of our Canadian GDP to the British monarchy
Yeah.
every year.
Whoopsie
That
doodle.
is a lot of money that we probably don't have because we have a pretty big debt, and that makes me very sad because this country has a lot of issues. Like, despite our universal health care, Medicare is kind of like falling apart because we do not have enough employed healthcare professionals to deal with the amount of people that are in need of health care
You're making me sad.
professionals. Yeah, because dog, listen, nah, serious, for real, for real. I went to a clinic. I had like this fucking little rash on my wrists, both wrists, and it would not go away for months. So I was like, fuck it, I'm finally going to clinic, finding out what this is. Hopefully not cancer. Obviously not cancer, but there's
Darn.
always a chance. Always cancer, bro. And so I walk in. So firstly, the clinic like times, to put it lightly, are a fucking clusterfuck. Like this shit, every single day you'll have a different hours. Some days it'll open at like 8 and be open till like 10 a.m. That's it, 2 hours. Other days it will open like 3 to 5 p.m. It's fucking insane. So one day it was open at like 8 a.m., which already good because less people are gonna be promptly ready that early in the morning, and I was already really well up. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go today. I come in 30 minutes before 8 a.m. There's already like a 15-person line. And to add on top of that, once they know they're going to be at max capacity for the rest of the day, they close up early since they know they're going to need to treat everyone. So I get in line. There's like maybe 20 more people that come behind me. And then later on, when the clinic opens, we all like slowly like funnel in as like they like take us in at the front counter, and then like a couple people behind me, they just close up shop, and it's like 9:50. Sorry, not 9, 8:15 a.m. Like 15 minutes after the thing fucking opened. Insane.
Oh. What was your issue though? What was it actually?
Apparently, it was eczema.
Yeah, it makes sense. He said apparently it's eczema.
I mean, like, it's gone now. Like, all it
Yeah,
took was a
I
little cream they gave me. It
that's kind
was
of how
gone in
that
two
works.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, easiest fucking issue.
Well,
But imagine if it wasn't. I'd be fucked.
that would suck. Yeah, that'd be a much more of a story. I went deaf actually for like half the week. I woke up one day because for those who don't know, I have an ear problem. Um, I'm not gonna go too in depth with it because it's gross as fuck. But my right ear, I woke up one day and I was just deaf in that ear. There's like no joke about it, and I I just had to deal with it. It's better now. It took like 4 days to clear up.
God, as a musician, I'd be
Mhm.
terrified.
It's
Bro.
it's weird because I say deaf, but like when I was wearing headphones, I didn't notice it at all. It was fine. But if I'm just chilling on my couch, yeah, I could definitely notice a difference. Like I don't know how
Oh.
ears work. I'm not gonna try and pretend. Okay, I'm not a fucking biologist. That's weird to me though.
Yeah, okay. So I'm also not a biologist, but like I kind of get you because sometimes I kind of even, bro, I get that. You know how sometimes you like swab your ears just to like clean
Yeah.
them out because you don't want them to be all that yucky, yucky, yucky.
Mhm.
Whenever I do that, if I don't get it as like, if I don't get fucking everything, I can feel it for like the rest of the day, and that drives me insane. It's
Oh
like the
yeah.
smallest, like negligible difference.
Hmm.
If I had what you were having, I think I'd fucking kill myself. I would go
Hmm.
immediately book a meeting with a 9 millimeter and just end it right there.
Okay, that's jumping the gun a little bit.
Not jumping, pulling the trigger.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But, well, point is, I'm gonna get fixed in a couple months. It's not even that big a deal at this point. See, as a grown ass man, I don't like booking doctor's appointments or anything like that. I will
No one does.
procrastinate so hard on that.
Yeah, as a kid, you don't really get it. It's like sometimes I don't know if you had this, but
Mm,
my dad especially was a stubborn old goat when it came to like booking appointments for doctor shit.
mhm.
So whenever he had a problem, even me as like a fucking 9-year-old would be like, "Dad, go to the
Yeah,
hospital," and just be like,
I don't want it. Yeah, no, no.
I
My
get it."
my dad too. My dad doesn't like book his own shit 'cause he never wants to go. My mom books all his shit for him. And I'm the same way. You can't. I will like this ear thing has been super annoying, but to me, it's just a mild inconvenience. The way I see it is, it's been like 2 years for context since I got this, and I'm not dead yet, so it's not killing me. So I know I'm okay. Therefore, I don't need to go to the doctor.
And like you jest about it, but dead ass, it's just like you don't want to go.
Yeah,
Like
like I don't care enough. All right. I had
personally,
to take a whole day out and do that. I'm good, thanks.
personally, if I were in your shoes, it would be a massive problem for
Well,
me
yeah,
because,
because
like I said already, I'm a musician.
mm,
But it's if I wasn't, if I didn't care about any kind of audio shit at all, I'd probably be in the same way. Just be like, I don't
yeah, like
fucking care enough.
it's a little gross, but like at this point, I'm good enough at dealing with it that I don't need to worry. Like I'm at work, I'll just go to the washroom for a minute, clean myself out. Like halfway through my shift, I'm good. It's really not a big deal.
And it's crazy that we feel these kind of ways in a system where most of our medical expenses are
Yeah,
covered.
I didn't pay a
Ima-
fucking dime yet.
Imagine if we lived in the US.
Yeah, in the U.S.,
Imagine.
there's an understandable reason not to do this. Well, to do exactly what we're doing. But here, like I just have to take a day out. It's just time.
In the US, you'll fucking see a massive lump on your fucking ass cheek and just be like, "I'll sleep it off."
Yeah, and you kind of have to because that's $300,000.
You don't have that kind of money. Fuck,
Oopsie.
bro. Oops.
So, well, I want to switch topics here for a bit. I want to tell a personal story that happened last night. Um,
Okay.
I switched my work schedule and I went in last night. And me and the other overnight worker, who I'll call Kelly for the sake of the story, and a boss who I'll call Daniel. Um, there's a kitchen guy, but he's not too relevant, so I'll leave him out of this. I walk in and Daniel's like, "Okay, hey dude, we got a list of stuff we have to clean tonight." And I went, "Oh fuck, okay." And it's a lot of shit, like way too much stuff for two people to reasonably clean. And Daniel is helping too, but he has other manager shit to do. He's basically running the drive-through while we do this. But about 3 o'clock or 3:30, we have like two more things to do on the list. The lights start flickering above me. I have a video of this. It was terrifying. It looked
Oh,
like a
hell
horror.
no.
It looked like a horror movie.
Bro, he got
My
the hash slinging
yes,
slasher.
that's what this felt like. It is raining and everything. There's a thunderstorm happening outside. The lights above me start flickering. All the other lights start dimming, and I'm like, oh shit, here I go. This is how I die. And the video I have doesn't do it justice because my phone kind of lights it up. It was dark, okay? It was really dark. And then the power just goes out. Now, the restaurant still has limited power. Like, the lights are still on, and the drink dispenser in the front still worked. That was it. All we had. Everything else went off. Uh, so we decide, okay, well, we can't do anything. So we're like, we're not cleaning shit without the lights on. Like, half the lights are off in the kitchen. And the further back you go in the restaurant, straight up off. Like, pitch black in the back rooms. Not the back room, you know what I mean. So we're just chilling there, and I actually took the time to fix my magic deck a little bit. Um, so I
Your
got something done.
magic deck?
Remember, I told you I play with some of the others. Hey,
No,
currently I
but
have a
that
great
deck's
win loss ratio. Okay, blue black supremacy. So,
the first one, repeat that again?
blue supremacy.
That was the second one you
I
said,
said
you
no. I said
fucking
blue black.
no. Oh, yeah, you did.
Fucking idiot. Anyways,
Listen,
no,
I'm not paid to be intelligent. In
you're not
fact, I don't
paid.
get paid at all. I quit my job on
Ah,
9/11.
keep saying that like it's a flex.
Bro, it's the second biggest tragedy that's ever happened on September 11th of some year. In the,
Come on, I'm not sure if I
in
can
the
have that
2000s.
in the episode. That's like actually fucked up. Jesus Christ.
So is 9/11.
Oh my god. Okay, I need to finish my damn story because you're taking them. I'm not. This is not. Jesus. So okay, me and Daniel decide eventually to go check out Tim Hortons. We're Canada. There's a Tim Hortons. We have like 5 in town. Uh, so we would walk over instead of driving because we're fucking idiots. At this point, the rain's calming down, and we're in the drive-thru. We're talking to the guys, and yeah, no, their power's out too. All they can make is coffee. Like, I check on the power outage website. It's literally just this really small chunk of Main Street, like basically just this area we are. I'm like, oh.
That hurts.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we just chill, and it actually turns out that this goes back to the prediction thing we talked about earlier. One of the Tim Hortons guys walked in that shift and said, dude, I hope we have a power outage tonight. And I was like, oh, that's funny. But we're chilling outside, just sitting there, and I just go, well, the power can't be off that much longer. And immediately as I say that, the power comes back on. And, like, you can tell because the McDonald's logo starts fucking flashing.
Oh my god.
I'm like, okay. So,
All I'm gonna say is, if there is a god, he has the best sense of humor.
it was really funny. Like, you can't make this shit up. It was perfect timing. But now, here's the thing that's got really complicated. We had a lot to do and about an hour to do it. So we had Kelly cleaning. Daniel did the money because he had to count the money, and he put me on customer service. And I'm gonna get fucking fired for this story. He put me. I had to call customer service to fix our damn kiosks. So I had to open up the kiosk, and this is the first time I've ever done this, but they're just computers, so it wasn't too hard. And we had to figure out what was wrong. And I saw that they were definitely getting power. There was like a flickering light on inside for this power button. And I was like, okay, they're getting power, so why aren't they turning on? So I'm on call with this this customer service guy for what feels like an eternity because I'm on the line or whatever. They're playing the waitlist music, and meanwhile, people keep coming up to the drive-thru and they're trying to get in. Like, there's this weird belief that if there's a barricade in front of the drive-thru and you somehow get around it, that we have to serve you. No, we're closed. I don't know what to tell you. Some guy in a pickup truck, we watched this on security cameras, got out of his truck, moved the stuff out of the way, and then drove in. And
Bro,
we had to explain to every single person, no, we're not open. I gotta go back to that in a second. It gets worse. While I'm talking to this guy, some guy pulls up to the window and starts honking at me because he can see me through the door. And I open the door, I'm like, hey, dude, sorry, we're closed. He goes, why? I'm like, dude, there was a power outage for 2 hours. Nothing's on yet. All right? Like, I can't serve you anything. He looks over at Tim Hortons and he goes, "Well, Tim Hortons is open." I'm like, "I can tell you right now, they're only serving coffee. You want to play that game? This like, don't compare us to another restaurant, okay?" The
I
issue,
always
sorry, the issue
no,
was we
yeah.
had to get the kiosk on first because we need to restart the system, but we can't do that unless the kiosks are on. So until I get those fixed, you're not getting your sausage egg McMuffin, okay? So you're gonna say something there.
I was gonna say, I never get it how fucking people always think that because one business does something, another
Mhm.
business is entitled to do the same
Yeah.
thing. Bro, shut the fuck up. There's a reason these are different establishments.
Yeah. Do you think that like we don't talk to the Tim Hortons guys because like we share the street, like we kind of talked to him quite a bit. We knew their
Yeah,
power went out. We knew our power went out.
yeah, you know what's up. It doesn't fucking. l- It's like it's just a weird logic customers seem to have.
Yeah.
They forget that businesses are private, do not fucking public services.
Like I tell people, there's bare power outage unless you want a really stale, disgusting, cold egg that's been there for 6 hours. We're not giving you anything. All right. But what really got me, and what this doesn't get me, I kind of understand where they're coming from here. But the guy was like really fucking angry, and I had to explain to him as calmly as I could that he's an idiot. Um, the mobile app for McDonald's lies to you. And this needs to be public knowledge. I need this episode to become famous because people need to understand that they're being lied to.
And this is where Doyle gets
No,
fired.
this would make everyone's lives better. I don't know why they lie about this. It says the app doesn't actually say anything. It just heavily implies that when you put the order in on your phone, that we start making it and that you paid for it. That is not how it works. The app is literally pointless. Okay, it doesn't do anything.
The app is
Basically,
cringe.
you get there, you give us your code, and you just skipped taking the order. Like we still have to make it there. We still have to charge you there. We charge you on the machine. So if you put the damn order in 30 minutes in advance, you don't get charged until you show up at the restaurant, tell us the code, and we charge you for it. So people come to window all the time, and this is the worst when we switch over to the breakfast menu. And they're like, "Hey, I ordered through the app." And sometimes it's like they ordered a Big Mac, but it's like 5 o'clock now. We can't make you that. Or they order and there's a power outage and I can't make anything and the machines aren't on. I don't know how people think we can charge them if the machine's not turned on. Genuinely, what really pissed me off. I don't know why the app isn't more open about this.
Yeah, even with the whole fucking thing with the machines, like you were saying, it still is fucking stupid the way it's done and how non-transparent it is.
Yes, it would make everyone because there are customers like sorry other employees like the younger ones who don't know how it works and they assume the same thing that they are got charged for it and had to call over a manager to explain. And it's ridiculous. It's so not transparent. No one's really trained on it. I only know how it works because I'm not a complete moron and I work there. But even before I started working there, I assumed that you paid for it the moment you put it in. Until I paid for it one time and I didn't get a receipt until I went in the building and it emailed me my receipt.
Bro,
Just look at your email.
just order at the machine at that point.
Yeah, you might as well just order at the kiosk or
Yeah.
something. Unless you're going through drive-through, in which case, yeah, I understand why you use the app. It saves a little bit of trouble, and it kind of ensures that the person isn't gonna fuck up your order. That's it. And to be fair, I do. When you're coming through drive-through, it makes everyone's life easier if you just use the app. I'll admit, but I do think it needs to be more transparent because people are so stupid.
I wouldn't even blame people necessarily
No,
all the
it's
time
definitely
for
the
this
app.
one because
I only blame
yeah,
people when I'm mad at them. That's it.
fair,
That's it.
very fair. Bro, I feel that last one, especially with people in my workplace. Like, I know I've said this before, but people don't know how to drive. And what I haven't said is that people don't understand the concepts of both concepts of slow the fuck down and hurry the fuck up. It actually drives me insane. Especially so when you're pushing carts, if you work as a service clerk at a grocery store, you got to push them inside the building because that's where most people grab their carts. You'll have one blessed angel in disguise, maybe a shift that will just grab one from one of the cart corrals where everyone like leaves their carts, and bring it all the way inside to use that
Mhm.
as their shopping cart. But most of the time, yeah,
Alpha.
everyone just literally my parents do that. They're blessed. I love that. It makes me so happy. But yeah, you're trying to push your carts in. Let's say you have like 8, 9, 10 carts. Quite a big load, which means you can't you can't just rotate like you would when you're walking.
Mhm.
You have an axis of rotation now.
Mhm.
You got to kind of do math. You got to do some of that Isaac Newton shit, you know? And you're trying to get inside the building, and as you're doing that, people are trying to both enter and leave the building. So what happens when they try to cross your path? Do they A, stand back so you can do your job, B, rush through really quickly so they're not in the way because you got to move slowly anyways with the big set of carts, or C, stand there like fucking morons twiddling their thumbs staring you right into your soul as you're staring back at them waiting for them to do something, because otherwise they're going to get hit by a fucking seesaw.
Can I phone a friend?
Sure, sure,
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay, give me a second here.
Okay, okay. Yeah, you got a second. You got a sec.
Uh, yeah, Kyle, you watching? Oh, okay, thanks. He said no.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
hey, see, final answer.
Final answer.
Yeah.
Good.
That's what I'm talking
Congratulations.
about, baby.
Let's go. He got it.
That was
He
the first
got it. That was
question.
crazy.
That was the
That
first
was
one.
crazy. That was crazy,
That
dude.
was
I
so
don't know how he
crazy.
did that. Yeah, no. But it just drives me insane because that is the one option that causes issues.
Mhm.
I don't care if you run by me and it looks rude or impolite. Please do it. Please fucking do it. You're saving me so much trouble instead of just standing there like a fucking moron twiddling your thumbs.
Mhm. Well, Cuba, I think I'm gonna try and actually structure the podcast a little bit today
Ooh, okay, okay.
because I think we talk about some gaming news and try and keep it to gaming for a minute.
To keep it gaming, all right. We
Yeah,
haven't talked about
we'll
it in a
talk
bit.
about some gaming news because this a little bit. The first one I want to talk about before I get into actual release dates and whatnot is and I'm kind of gonna a
Queen
little bit
Elizabeth skin for Fortnite
of
when
you joke, but
it
uh,
will happen.
is the queen like in the public domain? Can you do that?
Nah, nah, the monarchy's gonna give permission. They want that sweet, sweet Fortnite revenue.
Well, so first off, back in the 80s, I think it was the 80s, a movie called Killer Clowns from Outer Space released. I've known about this movie. I've never watched it. I'd like to. But for some fucking reason, it's getting a video game in current day. Uh,
Huh?
it's made by the guy who directed Friday the 13th game. And
Oh,
it is
sweet.
another asymmetrical horror game that admittedly kind of looked pretty fun. uh,
Listen, say what you will about the Friday the 13th game. It might have been a train wreck on release, but even with that, it's just fun, even if it's not a good game.
no, I think okay. I actually prefer that game over Dead by Daylight.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I think that game needs to be remade. Like I want that game, but for every horror character. Give me like the Freddy Krueger variant, okay, where you have to kill people in the dreams or whatever. That'd be so
Yes.
fun.
Just anything, just anything in that
Mm.
format, because it's a million times better than the arcadey fucking shit that by Daylight does.
Yeah, I don't like
I
Dead by
don't
Daylight.
care. I don't care if that makes every single person watching a hater.
Mm-hmm.
I will live that. I will die on this hill. Dead by
Mm-hmm.
Daylight is personally not fun structurally. It's so like I don't want to say by the numbers because it did its own thing, but it's just like the way it's structured just feels dull to me.
Yeah. So I don't know how this game completely works right now. However, I do know that the way the clowns are gonna be able to kill you is they turn you into cotton candy or whatever, and they have to bring you back to the mothership. That's how they do it in the movie. Uh, but it looks like it's 3v7, three clowns versus 7 humans, in a randomly generated map layout. Okay. Which okay, that makes sense considering the movie has a single fucking location, pretty much like one town. So it would get pretty boring to play the same map over and over again.
Yeah.
I'll have to
Plus,
see.
as much as personally, this is another topic I think we could talk about. But I think random generation is significantly worse than pure level design. But
Agreed.
I think there are situations it works, and I think it can be used really well in horror games.
Hmm.
That multiplayer horror games specifically, I should say, because then you have that element of the unknown, which is where most fear spawns from.
Hmm.
So I'm all for that personally.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Obviously, I need to see more about this game, but it looks pretty high quality. It looks pretty fun, and the Killer Clowns from Outer Space is just interesting to me because the sequel has been in development hell for like 20 years. It's probably never coming out, but it's just such a weird IP to bring back.
Nah, bro, this is the sequel.
It technically is so. Uh,
All I'm saying is the idea of 3v7 is cool in and of itself. I really
mhm.
like that. It's such a weird number, but I dig it.
Oh yeah, like 3v6 makes a lot more sense to me, but 3v7, screw it, why not?
Yeah, fuck it. We ride.
I can't wait to see the meta evolve for that game.
Oh, clown side is stacked. It's too easy to win as clowns. Mods. Fuck.
Mods, RDM, RDM.
RDM, RDM.
All right. Next up, and this one's not as positive. So, new Overwatch 2 information came out.
Oh no.
I know
This
that
is
itself
this
is
is
not
already
positive.
yeah.
Now, this is worse. New heroes are now going to be unlocked via the Battle Pass. Now,
No.
yeah, no. Whoa, he's dead. Oh god, Kuba, he just disappeared. Oh, okay, he's still there. Something's going on with him. So they're good. Admittedly, they are going to be on the free. Kuba, shut the fuck up. You make this so. They're gonna be on the free tier, but the 20th tier of it is what the leak says, and it is true they're gonna be in the battle pass. We don't know where they're gonna be positioned on said battle pass. There's a leak that says they're gonna be on the 20th tier, which would take about 15 hours of playtime to finish. More so, apparently, you're not going to be allowed to play competitive unless you finish the battle pass.
What? That is I have heard more intelligible things come from mentally undeveloped to the level that they should be 5-year-olds.
Yeah, they're trying to kill this game before it comes out. I call it a game. It's an update.
This shit is gonna be not down arrival. This shit is gonna be dead in the womb, bro.
Uh,
Wow, this sounds like an exercise in how to make your consumer hate you as much as possible to me. And I think Battle Passes, I know I've talked to you about this in private. I don't think we
yes,
talked about it
not
on
on
the
the podcast
podcast.
yet.
I think Battle Passes are the worst design thing. Paid Battle Passes, I should clarify, honestly, are the
Even
worst
I don't like
design
the
element.
period, but
Yeah, I don't like in period. I think they're bad, but the idea of a paid Battle Pass is the worst out of any possible conceptual design thing. I think loot boxes, any form of virtual gambling is better than battle passes, honestly. Even like having tangible value attached to your cosmetics or whatever, like CSGO does, I think even that is better than paid battle passes.
mm-hmm.
Honestly. And the reason why is because it's so predatory, since it not only forces you to waste money, but waste time as well. At this together. It's horrendous. And
Yeah.
the fact that Overwatch is locking characters behind that, even more so locking competitive behind that. I don't know if there's any paid element to it. I'm assuming no.
No, there is a paid battle pass as well, but to unlock the characters, they're on the free tier. The thing is, Overwatch 2, which is this game went through the ringer. Okay, I'll give you a quick history. Is when they announced this game, everyone thought it was a new game. Then they say, no, 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 we're replacing Overwatch with Overwatch 2. But if you bought Overwatch, then you'll have Overwatch 2. Then they also confirmed that Overwatch 2 is going to be free to play, but if you buy the story, the PvE mission. So if you bought Overwatch 1, you get the PvE missions. And now they're adding a battle pass on top of it. What the fuck?
This is the most confusing series of development updates I've ever heard in my
Yeah,
life.
and more so because it's not really a sequel. It's literally just an update. Which, yeah, technically
It,
sequels are big updates if you want to get into it, especially in games like that.
eh,
Especially in games like this.
in multiplayer games, yeah.
Yeah, you don't like. There doesn't need to be an Overwatch 2. You could just keep updating Overwatch 1. The issue is they need money, and Overwatch kind of sucks now, and no one cares about it anymore.
So what are they doing? Making it suck more so they won't get the money because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, this is I now I actually like the subreddit right now is in shambles because of the battle pass thing. That's all they're really talking about, which is fair. That's I'd be so pissed if I still play Overwatch. Like that news alone would kill it for me.
That news, if I don't care how much I love the game, it could be my all day, every day. If I heard that news, I'd probably drop it. I'd probably drop
Yeah,
Overwatch as a whole
I re-
already.
I read someone's opinion the other day. They're like, guys, I'm a grown ass man. I can't afford to spend 15 hours grinding a battle pass. I don't even get 15 hours to play games in a week.
Yes,
It's like, yeah,
it's
no, he's right.
insane. He's right. People don't, unless you're a teenager, which is the only demographic where you'll have even a smidge of money that can be used to this, as well as the time needed for this. Who does this appeal to?
Yeah,
And even those teenagers, there's so many better games they have at their disposal, many of which are free.
yeah. They're really. I know they're trying to appeal to the esports demographics. That's what they always do. But no one really cares about that right now because they want an actual functioning game first. My personal belief is that a game needs to be like appealing to a casual market for it to have a competitive market. Rainbow Six Siege used to be like one of my favorite casual games just to hop on and play because it was fucking ridiculous. But they took it to the extreme, and now it's only fun if you're playing competitive. But no one watches the competitive anymore because no one plays casual. It's this weird
You,
thing where the game needs to be fun both ways.
I have one counter argument to that I think is a pretty strong one. I do think generally every game should strive to appeal to casual audiences because that's not only where the money's at, but it's inherently going to make the game more fun because otherwise you're not going to want to get into it. But fighting games as a whole at this point, there are casual fighting games that work casually and are great to just pick up. But a lot of the traditional styled
Mm-hmm.
fighters, some of them are super technical and impossible to get into at a beginner level, and you need to grind to
I
actually
think it's
learn
just because
good.
fighting games, especially like the 2D fighters, are kind of a niche market these days. With
They
the
are.
exceptions of like Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, which you can pretty much just pick up and play. And Smash is its own thing. I'm not even gonna get into that right now.
Smash is super casual friendly.
Yeah, which is why the competitive scene is fucking hype. But
I
I'm
think
also
in general,
there's a reason I don't give a shit about fighting games. To be honest, fighting game tournaments. Like I
yeah,
don't play the game as a casual player. I don't play it. Why would I care about the high level play?
'cause I think the one thing that has allowed fighting games to get past that casual curve is the fact that as much as you say you don't care, they still look cool to watch because
They
it's two
do.
people beating the shit out of each other on screen.
Yeah.
Which is always fun, especially in certain games. There's like the animations are so nice and pristine. It genuinely just looks like an animated fight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always a fun time until you watch it too much and when you don't get it. But it might be enough to push you past that casual curve.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of the stance, though, whatever Overwatch is doing is actual suicide. Like, no words around it. They're fucking tying a noose and saying, "Hey guys, you see that shit?
Yeah.
You see that? You see
I
that? Hey, what if I put my neck through it?"
and
That's what they're doing.
like Overwatch 2 was kind of doomed from the start. Ever since Jeff Kaplan left, and he was one of the best developers at Blizzard. Like unironically, uh, I swear, guys say that, but like tomorrow, some horrible news is gonna come out about him. So
Always,
so
always,
as
bro.
of recording, I don't think he's done anything bad, but he was the one guy kind of keeping Overwatch afloat. Uh, for the most part, anyways, there were some pretty shit changes, but then they had this new guy who just is not doing it right. Like this, it's all terrible. He's not communicating with the people. It's a disaster.
That's such a common thing in the video game industry, I know, though. You always have someone who's super passionate about it and knows exactly the direction to take it, and then the mantle gets passed down to another director
Mhm.
or another like group of like higher ups who completely thrash it because they don't understand either the consumer's needs or the direction the previous team was going for.
Yeah.
It's so frequent in the industry, and it genuinely has me worried for something like funny we were talking about fighting games, Smash Bros, because basically the lead for that series, um, he left. He's done. He's done with the series, and
Mm.
whatever new game they're gonna make for it, I genuinely think it's probably not going to be very well received because I don't imagine anyone's gonna take it in a direction he would have, and a lot of people aren't gonna like that.
Yeah. Just a real quick one. There is no real. I can't find the reason as to why Jeff left Overwatch, but he did kind of protect it from corporate issues. Like mostly monetization. He was the reason we didn't have a battle pass.
Oh
That's
no!
what I heard way back when he left, at least.
So, are you suggesting there's a possibility he got Hideo Kojima'd
I
or something?
I I don't think he was forced to leave. I think he just like he couldn't stop it from happening. He didn't want to be a part of it. But this is all
Okay.
speculative. It's kind of pointless to think about until we get actual news, which at this point we won't. It's been a year. So, 2 years I think now.
You
It,
think they keep
it's
up to date with Overwatch? That game is mid.
it is mid as someone who played a lot of it. But I do wish a new
Mid.
game would come out that made me feel like the first week of Overwatch again. That was the most fun I've ever had in gaming, and I'm never gonna get back.
I think the thing that really sold it was that there wasn't too much else on the market like it at the time,
That's
right?
yeah, and
It's
then
like so
everyone
good.
tried to copy them. And that was sort of the big problem. 'Cause, like, going back to Rainbow Six for a second. Rainbow Six copied them hard, and it's why no one likes Rainbow Six anymore. I mean, the new
Mm.
operator has a fucking bee gun.
A bee gun?
It's like they're called nanobots, but it's a bee gun. Okay, it's a bee gun. His icon is a bee.
Ah, hell no. That is corny. That is
It's so stupid. And then you look back at the year one operators, dude just has a sledgehammer. Another one has a grenade launcher. Like they're not super complicated, and now it's like this really over the top shit that you have to think like 4D to understand how they work. It's ridiculous. It's so
yeah, as someone who's not into competitive gaming, I mostly prefer single player games, but I do because I genuinely have a fascination with game development. I do kind of know a lot about a lot of games, like fighting games I was mentioning earlier.
mm,
The reason I can't get into it at more than a superficial level is precisely that, like the whole you gotta have 500 Among Us level IQ. I'm
yeah.
sorry for saying
No,
that.
that's fine. I understand.
500 Among Us IQ fucking level brain to be able to play these games. The tactical element of it really like drives home to me why I can't enjoy it because I can't just let myself loose and just
Mm.
kind of have fun with it. Major problem I have with other games like League as well. There's
Oh yeah.
there's so much of a tactical element to it. If you're not following what everyone else knows, everyone's gonna swear at you and call you racial slurs or whatever, and then probably get banned.
It's the thing for Overwatch that got to that over the years of playing it, and it's kind of why I stopped. Like every once in a while, I'd go back to it and try and enjoy it again, but it just wasn't the same without all my friends. Uh, you join a competitive game or whatever, and you just it's all these people trying so hard to be as good as the competitive esport guys. That's what they want to do with their life. That's what they want to be. They want to be the grandmaster, awesome players. But they just don't understand what the fuck they're doing, and they're so angry all the time. They never stop cussing you out, but they're going
Mhm.
like they're not doing anything. Like, dude, you're not top 100. All right, stop trying to be. Just let people play the damn game. It's this weird
You know,
superiority complex everyone has.
yeah. I think a big problem with it is since esports have kind of become more of a thing and how you've seen how lucrative prize pools can become.
Mm.
It's the same thing that YouTube kind of did where everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Everyone wants to be an esports guy now, and back in the day, let's say everyone wanted to be like a rock star or whatever. It's like these are nigh on unachievable goals that you can't do. There's maybe like a percentile of amount of people who can actually do this at that level, it's not gonna be you. So just chill the
Mhm.
fuck out and enjoy what you're doing.
Like the most fun I had in a bunch of randos was like just we just did dumb shit in competitive, and it worked because we didn't play the meta. It was like people got so hopped up in the meta, but they never understood why the meta worked, especially in the lower ranks. They just copied what the pros doing. So
Mhm.
it was so easy to subvert their expectations and do something so stupid that it was smart. Eh,
Yeah.
just a neat little
I
trick.
mean, no, because that's the thing. Another a thing is that's where a lot of the great players come from is that they can understand the meta and they can like create those tactics I was talking about, which again prevents something that I don't enjoy about competitive gaming personally, but I understand why other people do.
Hmm.
A lot of people, when you play games, 90% of people just want to shut their brain off and have a good time. So when a game forces you to not do that and act critically think, most people aren't going to do that.
Oh yeah.
And so you can get away with dumb shit, very dumb shit on people who never bothered to learn what they're doing.
Hmm. And I never really cared enough. Like people, like they come up with ridiculous names like goats. I don't remember. I remember what goats was. I just don't remember why it was called that. It was just like three tanks and three healers, if I remember correctly. Yeah, ridiculous.
But why though?
I don't know. I don't know. I remember Moth Meta. Moth Meta made me want to die. Uh, basically, you just had Farah and Mercy fucking each other in the sky, and you couldn't hit them because there's only like two characters in the game that can hit them. Awful.
That is so crazy. I
Yeah.
understand nothing about this, but
No,
I'm
people
pretty
out there.
sure
I
it's
just gave a
something
lot of
good.
people PTSD. A lot of people just got PTSD.
Mothman, or Mothwoman, I guess. Mothwoman.
I'm just
In
taking a
other
quick
gaming,
gander here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you go. You go on.
yeah, oh yeah. In other gaming news, this is one thing. This is probably something absolutely no one cares about because of the current state of Halo. But apparently, like some previous higher ups are leaving, and now they're also switching like
That
teams.
is big.
Yeah, well, the team's the same. Sorry, just like some of the higher up, like the hierarchy's kind of switching up.
Mhm.
Uh,
Oh, the head of Halo Infinite Studio is the latest leave.
yeah.
Oh my god.
But,
Oh, it's Bonnie
uh,
Ross. Never mind. This is probably for the best. This is okay.
so maybe the next Halo game will be fun.
Maybe I've heard like I don't know much about Bonnie Ross or anything going on, but whenever I check the Halo subreddit, Bonnie is who they blame for a lot of problems.
I don't know anything, but all I know is since 343 has taken the reins on the Halo series, it's gone down in quality significantly.
Hmm.
So I correlation, I'd say, there has
Yeah,
to be with the director, considering
there must. Yeah, I mean,
it's
Christ.
a fucking director. So yeah.
Actually, I checked. I'm just looking at like videos that just got released about the whole thing, and the one of them is Halo Infinite finally got some good news.
Hey yo, that's a little out of line, but they're right.
No, it's not out of line. They're right. I'm just gonna quickly check the subreddit and see what people have to say about this. Let's get the people's opinion if it wants to load. Oh my god, it brought me back to the top of the page. No, I don't want to leave the Reddit. Oh my god, fix your.
Yeah. Don't you hate it when you're like doing something that require like something requiring the internet and something very timely, like you want to set up a gag or whatever, and you got to quickly search something up, and it always fucks you.
Mhm.
Like for example, when I was leaving my job on September 11th, as I was saying goodbye to some of my colleagues, I wanted to play "See You Again" from the Fast and Furious soundtrack. We all know the one.
Yeah.
We all know the one. And as I was doing it, I pulled up the YouTube video and got a 15-second unskippable ad for like some fucking Samsung phone or some shit. I was like, okay, now it's gonna play. Now it's gonna play, guys. Now we can do like a whole dramatic outro thing. Another 15-second unskippable ad. Okay, guys, good guys, it's ready, it's ready. And the video buffers.
Yeah, they play
And
they
it
always
makes
play the ads perfectly, and then
yeah, and then the video is in fucking 144p or some shit.
okay, just a real quick one. The guy who's in charge now, I don't know his name. Sorry, I could find out in a second, but is the guy who rescued MCC a couple of years back, who made MCC worth playing. Uh, Pierre. Pierre
Yeah.
Hintz? How the fuck do I say that?
Could you
It's Pierre. Pierre's fine. And Hintzze, like Heinz Hintz.
Hintzze?
Yeah,
Hints?
Hintzy.
Hintsy?
He.
Hintsy,
Oh,
bro?
Hintzy. But apparently, this guy did great work on MCC. And yeah, so I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely a better person than whoever the other one was. Uh,
I r- as someone who personally really likes MCC, I think it's a great package deal. I think
MCC is the best way to experience Halo.
yes, 100%. Bro, it had the Halo 2 anniversary though. Halo
Hmm.
2 anniversary, those updated graphics, those
Oh,
updated
and,
cutscenes.
and you just press a button to switch the graphics. It's so sexy.
Bro, that shit sexier than a fucking 10 out of 10 blonde trying to give me a blowy at 11 p.m. It would
Cool.
it would be very cool if that happened tonight. It would be. Indeed, I concur.
How do you? No, that's how you do it in desktop.
No, that's how
No, I'm sorry. I
you
didn't know
wanna
how to
do it.
close the post on desktop.
Oh.
Oh, the only okay. This might get a little weird. This is the only time she said anything about Halo as that we know of since the launch of Infinite is when she apologized for the Bonobo incident.
What was the Bonobo incident?
They it was like for Black History Month. They put like I forgot which flag it was. It's like an African flag in the game as a banner, but they named it Bonobo.
Ooh, that's a bad look.
It
That
was
is a
really bad. Like
very
I don't. How does that even slip past the censors?
ooh.
Like how do you just fuck up that bad? I forgot what they
Bro,
changed it to, but it was like a really big deal. Which yeah, it was. That's really
they
messy.
changed it to freedom, apparently. Which fair enough.
I mean, yeah, it's just weird that that's how it went.
How did better question than how to get past the censors? Who thought of that?
Yeah, who put that in? Who said yeah? That makes sense. I want to. It was probably Bonnie. Bonnie personally thought that was a good idea.
Bro, would anyone be surprised?
Okay, well I'm
Oh,
dogging on Bonnie right now, but apparently she's leaving for family medical reasons. So now I feel like an asshole. So I'll just say the reason for her leaving sucks, but probably for the best.
listen, there's a difference between critiquing different elements of a person. We are critiquing her work. We are not
Yeah, I don't
critiquing
care about
her.
anything going on in the background. I just think she should be in charge of Halo. Okay, I think that's a fair way to drop it.
Yeah, yeah. That's sorry, I got cancer.
Hmm.
Um, I something personally that I find that I can do very easily that I know some people have a problem with, and I don't know, maybe it's just because I don't have that issue. I can't really empathize, but distancing an artist from their art, like
Yeah, people
I
have
don't
issues with that.
care. Yeah, a lot of people really struggle with that, and I never get that.
Hmm.
Personally, I hear art, and it's not like their face is immediately plastered in my mind. I'm off fucking in my own head absorbing the art for whatever it is. If it's
Hmm.
music, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a cool scene of me like battling the gods in a war of attrition or some shit. Or some other cool shit, making hyping myself up because I have low self esteem and I have no worth in this world
Hmm.
because I'm only human and we are just a speck in the grand scheme of the universe.
Yeah, nihilism.
But
That's great.
yeah, Nietzsche the goat, whatever his fucking name was.
Hmm. Frederick Nietzsche. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like with a lot, it's especially as I was mentioning with music, it's especially prevalent in music. I notice as well. Like I don't know, is it just me? Who's like, I don't get it. How do you constantly think about this person while listening to their works?
Yeah.
They're like on your mind when you're listening to this. Unless the song has a very specific context that might be weird. Like, I can't think of any good example. Oh, like fucking Michael Jackson made like some songs, like "Smooth Criminal." I think was about sexual assault,
I think it was. Actually. He had a whole
which is
song
a
that people jam about knocking up a woman. Just that, and people jam. And are you surprised that that man may have been like a sex offender?
yeah, like that's I still personally can distance the artist, but I can
Yeah.
understand why people wouldn't in that
It's,
situation.
he was like admitting it, and then everyone's like, "No."
He literally pioneered the whole thing of rappers fucking like basically exposing themselves for committing murder in their song.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's a little too ballsy.
So going back to game news for a minute, there's a new game coming out that
Game
looks kind of
news?
interesting. SCP Secret Files. I'm looking at its Steam
I
page
think
right now.
I this
Oh,
sounds
it comes out
very
tomorrow.
familiar. No way.
It's
No
gonna come
way.
out before this episode.
Oh my god, that's funny. It's called Secret Files?
Yeah, it's like this kind of
Oh
like
my
top
god.
down retro adventure kind of thing. It looks
That
pretty
is
cool, actually.
that is quite humorous, my friend.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the release date. The way they do it's weird. It says Sept, and then it's like trying to look like it glitches out or something, like it's being hacked. And it says
Yeah.
13/2022. Like, wait a minute, that's tomorrow.
That is really funny to me. What are again, if there is a god, he, she, they, plural, have a fucking crazy sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the fuck, it's insane. Like the way things just line up in the universe. It's situations like this. They're so common. It's crazy.
If anything, I'm
But
very worried about the next couple of days. Very worried. Gotta be careful what I say. Uh,
please do. And
so
let's change back to the topic.
yeah,
SCP.
this it looks really interesting because it basically looks like a bunch of stories about different SCPs. It doesn't look like it's one narrative. It looks like it's you basically playing through a bunch of them. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
And the different
Yeah.
gameplay experiences each of them.
Because when you look at the screenshots, everything looks fucking different. Every single screenshot looks
Yeah.
like a completely different game, and I really like
Oh,
that.
see, one of them's like this top-down Zelda thing that I was talking about. One's an interactive picture book. Okay. One of them is like the car game, like you're driving by the looks of it. And the other one's like this first-person horror game. All right. I mean, I have to wait and see because that's a lot of shit to try and do.
Yeah, this shit genuinely looks cool though. No, you're right.
That's probably like the last new game release that I'm super interested at the moment.
Yeah, I've kind of had this issue where not too many games like really catch my interest enough that I'd want to like purchase them and play all the way through them. Mainly the time investment is a much bigger deal for me than the price tag.
I think the only game on this list that I'm even considering actually buying is Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns.
Unironically.
I'd play that with the boys, bro.
I would.
That's
That game actually looks kind
bro.
of fun.
Get a trio. Get a trio as the clowns.
Oh my
That'd
god,
be
that'd
hot.
be fun.
Yeah, and that's why I really like the fact that they're doing that 3v7 because the extra seventh person is like an extra little victim, and but then like the three monsters being able to coordinate as the bad guy, that's
Mhm.
really cool to me. I love that.
I think it's gonna be good fun. It's rare that an asymmetric horror game gets multiple killers.
Yeah, usually asymmetrical is a ratio of 1 to something.
Like 1 to 4. I think what Friday the 13th had like 1 to 6, something like
Mhm.
that. And if it's anything like that game had tons of little secrets. Like you could actually kill Jason, and I think this
Yeah.
is probably gonna be the same way. The director for that game really did care about the source material. I think it's super interesting.
Bro, there was even like a whole gallery that gave you the history of Friday the 13th in
Yeah.
the game.
Horror fans know that the movies kind of suck, but that's not why they enjoy them, and they're super passionate about it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Horror fan bases. I think it's hilarious that fan bases for the most cutesy, adorable, like family friendly shit are the worst, and the fan bases for like horror shit
They're
are like
so
the most
chill.
chill and cool. Yeah.
They'll tell you exactly which movies to skip and which ones are good and worth watching. It's like, oh, that's fun. They know they're like why they watch these movies. They're not gonna try and pretend that like it makes you cooler for watching horror or anything.
No. Yeah, the elitism is
Mm.
usually non-existent. There's probably, I mean, Five Nights at Freddy's exists, but besides that,
Oh,
like
actually,
gaming,
that reminds me of the new game that came out, Juniors, which is actually is interesting. I do want to talk about it, but
isn't that like a fan game?
it is a fan game that had a very
Yeah.
interesting history.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it. I've been getting a lot of videos recommended, but I
I'll
haven't
give you the
touched too
spark
much
notes.
touched
I
it.
can't recite the
Yeah.
whole story. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, we were talking about something first, and then
Um well, unless we want to keep on an SCP topic, this is another thing because we kind of mentioned Halo earlier,
sure.
but the game, fuck, what was it called? One sec. Contractors, a VR FPS
Yes.
game.
Oh,
Yeah, it just got a really good mod update that has really elevated it to the point that someone made a mod. You can basically play Halo in VR.
I think that mod's really cool because of the heads-up display, like the reticle. Because it's
Yes.
explained in lore that the reticle is actually a thing the Spartans see, and it goes wherever their gun is pointing. That is not just a game thing. Well, it was just a game thing, but they made it a lore thing. So that's really cool to me, and that this mod author added that.
It's such a cool mod. And as much as I was mentioning the shit about like not wanting to purchase too many games, I kind of want to
With
get that
with that
just
said, Kuba, we need to buy it on the PC. I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
400%. I get it there.
So I'm gonna move my computer downstairs this week at some point, and then from there on, I'll be able to play VR games on my computer.
Let go.
But that mod's
VR
super
content.
interesting. It literally is just Halo and VR. Like when you play Pavlov, which I have done. Me and a buddy of mine did Halo and Pavlov. The guns were really cool, but you're really just playing Pavlov with some weird guns.
Yeah,
This the
you can
shields
feel the
are
difference.
there. Everything is Halo, and that's really cool.
Because the mod support they gave is like crazy.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, you can get really in depth with it,
Mm-hmm.
from what I've gathered.
All right.
But yeah, I just wanted to mention that really briefly because I thought that was super cool.
So I want to talk about juniors for a minute because this one, um, had a really fucking wild history. So there was this controversy. So do you know about the Fan Bear Fanverse initiative? The Fred Bear Fanverse, something?
That's the thing that was kind of like spearheaded by Scott Cawthon, the creator of the series himself, right?
Yeah,
And
he
it was
basically
kind of like,
supported a bunch of fan games with actual money.
yeah, he basically wanted to make a Five Nights at Freddy's multiverse.
Which I'm just put that they're really cool that the creator, his political opinions aside, because he does have some controversial opinions. I don't really care about them that much.
Again, I don't think it's even worth
Yeah,
mentioning just because separate artists from the art.
exactly. I think he got a lot of flack for it. I don't really support his opinions, but like, dude,
First,
he's a pretty stand up guy. Aside,
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I don't even think what he did is that bad. He's
no, I
just
don't.
supporting causes with his own money.
Yeah, I don't support the causes, but I'm not gonna like go hard. Like whatever, just don't care.
He's not doing something illegal, and he's not doing something that a significant portion of the population would find immoral. So just let
Mm-hmm.
him be. It's his money.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like I don't see why everyone. I don't support it. I just don't get why everyone got a big stink about it. It really wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, it was such a non thing, and I think the only reason it was a thing was because the fan base itself is very opposite his political stance.
I was gonna say it in a much more aggressive way than that, but yeah, that's exactly it. Stuff I don't want to say on camera.
They all just want to whack off to the um foxes and
You
bears
could have
and
just said the animatronic, like the animals.
the foxes, the bears, and the wolves,
Don't forget the chicken. Uh,
and the chicken.
so juniors had a pretty weird history because there was a group in the Fan Bear Initiative, the Fanverse Initiative. Sorry, Fan Bear Initiative. Come on, Fanverse. Don't make a multiverse. Not everything needs a multiverse. Uh, so
Just shut up and tell the story, you fucking troglodyte ass little
okay.
bitch.
So there's this group of people who I can't really remember their names, but one of them was the guy making Juniors, or the lead developer of Juniors. All these games had real teams behind them. Real people were affected by this. And there was a group of, I think, 3 or 4 people making different games. Which basically, all they did was try and, like, steal work from other games and use it as blackmail. Uh, There's actual videos on this if you want to watch them. I think it's super interesting, and I don't remember all the details. But basically, they were caught, and due to this, among other things, the fanverse initiative was fucking falling apart. The creator of the game, Pop Goes, actually went as far as to message Scott about this because it got so bad. These guys actually had pictures of Scott Cawthon's kids, like unrelated to games. They just got pictures of his kids.
Oh
It got fucked
no.
up. So
That is fucked.
yeah, so when the guy found out about this, the creator of Pop Goes, he messaged Scott about it, and it basically put the whole fanverse in jeopardy. Don't really know how that ended. A lot of these games are still releasing. I'm not sure the fanverse is over. I think they're just releasing because they were pretty much done. And Juniors in particular got the worst end of the stick because the creator had the only finished, well, near finished build of the game, and then he just went dark when he got caught. He just disappeared off the internet, and no one could get the build. So The Rock, who is the guy, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
The
Um,
Rock?
The Rock, yep, him, Dwayne The Rock Johnson himself decided to finish the game. It's way funny if you picture Dwayne doing this.
Yeah, just imagine this fucking buff ass bald dude sitting in front of the computer typing
But he's
away.
just doing the eyebrow thing the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, so they tried, like, they end up, the game just got released, like, well, I think the last month, but I didn't know about it till now. I actually didn't think it was coming out. The creator of the game did say he was going to release it himself or whatever, but I don't think he ever did. I'm not sure if this is the build they got from him or an earlier build that they worked on to finish again. I don't know. I'm gonna look into that, but it is really interesting how this game came out after all the controversy. And I'm not doing the controversy justice. There's a lot more to it.
Oh yeah, it was complex. I know I said I was getting a lot of videos recommended about it. I did watch one of them, and it was, to be fair, I was very fucking sleep deprived when I watched
Mhm.
it. Like, dude, levels of fucking out of it.
Mhm.
But there was a lot going on.
Oh yeah.
Like what you said genuinely doesn't do it justice. It's a whole fucking train wreck.
Yeah, I would actually genuinely recommend it because it would take us a whole podcast to summarize the details.
Probably.
The game itself does look really interesting. I did watch a certain YouTuber play it, and he seemed to really enjoy it. And I kind of like it. I like the idea where one animatronic is haunted at a time. There's 6 animatronics. They do function a little differently, but you have to figure out which one's haunted and like electrocute it. But you also have to call them to your office to repair them. So you can't call the one that is haunted or else it'll kill you. Meanwhile, the one that's haunted is also trying to get to you.
Yeah, it's a really cool mechanic. I really love it, and I think it genuinely takes the whole FNAF kind of like gameplay concept in a
Y-
really neat direction.
Yeah, you're actively looking at the cameras the whole time to figure out what's going on, while also you have to gamble a little bit. So you have an active involvement in it as well. So I think it's
Mm.
really cool.
And I love how it takes elements from games like Mafia and Among Us there as well with the like, oh, who is it? Who is it?
Oh, you're playing Among Us.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
God damn it! Can we go one podcast without Among Us?
no.
That's twice in one podcast.
Bro, everything's Among Us now. I swear. On job, bro. I see those little fucking like outfitted shits everywhere. RGB outfitted shits are everywhere, bro.
No, I think that's it for game news today. Unless you
I
have
think
anything.
you well, I went to get burritos the other day with some
What's wait?
fellas
Is this
from
game related or?
oh no.
Oh,
Oh no,
okay,
I just
okay.
had burritos. I'm going to dick ride a burrito joint called Fat Bastards. That is a real name.
I think everyone should know Fat Bastards at this point. I see them all over the place.
Yeah,
I
I
actually
see them all
can't
over the
believe they
place
can call
now.
themselves that.
Right? The first time I saw one, I was like, "What?
Yeah,
That's real? There's no way." But hey, more of a reason to like it because now you can get away with saying a swear you know no word wherever you go and people can't judge you because it's the name of a company.
yeah.
But their burritos are really good. But I was walking in there with some fellas from university and we were going to grab some food. And as I was going in, I only had change on me. So I'm like pulling out my change from my backpack. I don't even have it in the wall, it's just my backpack. And like I get up to the lady at the front. I'm like, I want a bean, cheese, and guac burrito. And she's like, yeah, that'll be 15.77. And so I go and I grab all the coins in my backpack. It's all toonies.
Oh my god.
And I go verbally out loud. 2, 4,
Mm.
and all of a sudden you just hear snickering behind me. Just like fucking snickering slowly escalating into laughter, which makes me start laughing my ass off as I'm going to 6. Oh no, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I accidentally knocked the coins underneath the counter, just like a little fucking weight or something. And now I need to push it over so I can grab my toonie. And I have to restart my count
You're
because
an
I lost track.
idiot.
So I go 2, 4,
Oh,
and the laughter behind me is escalating even more to a fucking full on like wail. So now I'm laughing my ass off. I get to 16 and then I count to 18 and I realize, oh shit. Sorry, was it $16 for the thing? And she's like, yeah. And then at that moment, I already forgot I was at 18. So I
you.
recount the
Oh,
coins
Kuba. If I saw, if you came to McDonald's, I'd actually kill you. I would lose my mind. Like I wouldn't. I just go and pray. I just walk away. That would infuriate me.
again. Listen, I got it the third time. I handed her the $16. I was like, this should be $16. And she looked at me. She like took the coins. She's like, yeah, is it 16? You sure?
You sure? You walk out of it again?
Thankfully, that was that, and then I could pick out the stuff in my burrito just
Oh
fine.
my
That went
god.
well and swimmingly, and
Well,
it was a good burrito. But boy, oh boy, was that a little mental failure? I must say.
well.
It's not as bad as the time
There's
of the
another time.
this was a work. This wasn't a fat bastard burrito. This was me working where I was pushing some carts, and I push a lot of carts at once because I'd rather just get it over and done with.
Hmm.
So I take a bunch at once, and I don't have to do it multiple times, and it's quicker, and I get to go back inside. And one time, for some reason, a lot of customers think that I'm struggling when there's a lot of they see a lot of carts. All of a sudden, they're like, "Holy shit, that's a lot of carts! I should help this guy." Hey, sorry, do you want some help with that? No, 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 it's fine, it's fine. I get that like once every couple shifts. It
Hmm.
always happens, even though we're not even allowed to get help because they're quote unquote untrained, so the company can get sued if they get injured pushing carts. So one time I'm pushing the carts in, and this older lady like walks by me. Now she's an older lady, so she definitely wouldn't be able to even push that many carts unless she's like jacked as fuck underneath her outfit. I don't know. Maybe
You don't
maybe
know.
she's like an ultra granny. You never know.
Ultra
But
granny.
I don't know. So she walks by me and she's like, "Oh, sorry, do you want some help with that?" And I didn't think about what I was saying, but I just look I we I look at her and I say, "Nah, don't worry. I take loads this big all the time."
Oh.
I don't think it registered with her, thankfully, because it didn't register with me till I walked back in the store and I was like, "Oh no." I could have gotten fired for that.
uh, that's well, I've told this story to you before, but it reminds me, and this is these two stories getting white guy animated. Um, I went for I was handing out resumes just like years and years ago now, looking for a job, and I'm at this like retail store, and I hand them my resume, and I go for a handshake or whatever, because I boomer advice, and the person is like, wow, yeah, you got like a really good grip there, and I'm like, yeah, I practice. I didn't like think about it. I just like, oh no. They definitely had to
Literally,
go wipe down their hand after like wash their hand. I didn't get
bro,
that job.
Bro, both of these stories have the same exact energy.
They're the same story.
Yeah. Same shit, different wipe, you know?
Oh god. I watched this. This is I was gonna talk about like TV show news, but there's no real shows coming out recently, so I'm just gonna talk about Cobra Kai instead. Uh,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Cobra Kai season 5 is fucking ridiculous. And by Cuba, I at some point we gotta watch the show together because here's I bet this is how they pitched this show. They walked in and they said Degrassi High, but instead of talking about their feelings, they beat the shit out of each other with karate, and it worked.
You sold me.
Yeah, this
Bro, if I
so
was the exec in that room, I'd give you double the amount of
mm,
money you were asking for your budget, bro.
yeah, this show deserves it because this is like okay, this show knows. I thought this is how I see it. It knows how fucking stupid and ridiculous the premise is, but they know that and they use that. There's a character. It's Daniel LaRusso's wife from the original Karate Kid, Amanda, and she's like a stand-in for the audience. She like basically goes, "Yeah, no, this is fucking stupid. I can't believe we're having a karate tournament to save the valley." And the guy's like, "Yeah, I know, but you know that's them as the breaks, pal." Uh,
Them's the breaks, pal.
gotta throw a
Them's the
reference in.
breaks.
Them's the breaks, pal. But this new season, it started off so slow, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna hate this," because it has a weird Mexico subplot. They had to throw that in there because Breaking Bad got popular again. Uh,
Oh, hell no. They got the orange filtered episode.
they were orange filtered. It was
I knew it.
the most obvious like bullshit. It only lasted 2 episodes, and it was just whatever. And then after that, the show got like really fun again. Oh, it's just so fucking ridiculous. The fight scenes are like completely absurd, and some of them are definitely better than the others. Because like the actors are more comfortable hitting each other. Or faking hitting each other, I should say.
Faking.
Yeah.
Nah, it's real.
It's
When you see
real.
on
They
screen
actually
what
did flip
happened.
kicks.
Yo?
But for a Karate Kid fan, all 7 of them out there, of the 3 movies, it is really fun watching all 3 of the villains in the previous movies stroll up to the bad guy's house together to beat up his bad guys. I don't know, there's something cute about it, like watching Johnny Lawrence, Chosen, and Mike Barnes all strolling up high as fuck and drunk as hell to assault the bad guy, and then one of them gets in a sword fight with the guy.
That is a whole situation.
Mm-hmm. It's just it, but it also felt like that final episode just kind of happened. Like the build up didn't matter. They were setting up for this huge karate tournament, and both of the teams qualified. So we figured that the final battle is going to happen there. No, it doesn't. It's a setup for season 6, and this show doesn't need a season 6. There was there was a cliffhanger. The show actually had a fine ending, if not a little rushed, but it just ended, and there's a cliffhanger where one of the main villains escapes from prison, and it really doesn't need that. It I don't know what the hell they're doing. It's clear at this point it's just going on for the sake of going on. But season
Yeah.
5 could have just been the end of it, and no one would have complained.
Bro, I'm sorry, but any show longer than like 4 or 5 seasons that isn't directly based off of another piece of media, like a book or something, is just padding because they want more money.
Here,
Always.
here I could justify season 5 because they were still like the first like 2 seasons were pretty much set in stone. Like it was a really fine story. Then they wanted to get all of the Karate Kid characters in there, so they're bringing it back. They brought back Chozen. He was the first big one. Then there's Terry Silver, who was huge. And when Terry Silver comes back, you know that Mike Barnes is coming back. So yeah, they bring Mike Barnes back. And now it's like, okay, there's one movie they could pull from now. And not the Will Smith one. We're not seeing the Jaden Smith one. All right? There's
Oh
one more
man.
movie they can pull from that we really don't need to see. It's fine if they do it. I know some people want it. The next Karate Kid is the one, by the way. But they said that they have big plans for the Miyagi-verse.
Huh?
That's what they're calling it, the Miyagi-verse.
Bro, that shit don't even roll off the tongue.
Just stop.
Oh my,
I don't
that
think
is
anyone watched like
horrendous.
Karate Kid 3 and said, "Yeah, we need the Miyagi verse." All right, and Cobra
I
Kai
don't
was a
think
cool addition, but
I don't think anyone watched the series, any part of the series, and thought to themselves, "Ah, yes, we need a
yeah,
Miyagi verse."
like there didn't
Bro,
even need to be a Karate Kid 2. One was fine, but same thing with that one. The ending just felt tacked on because the final scene was actually cut from the movie, so it just kind of
bruh.
ends abruptly. I mean, a lot of movies back then just kind of ended abruptly. Kind of weird
'Cause
thing they did.
they wanted a sweet, sweet sequel money.
They did. Sequels are a big thing back then, bigger than they are now.
They
Uh,
were. Now we just remake everything because there's no original ideas in Hollywood anymore.
at least Cobra Kai's a sequel, not a remake.
Give him credit, yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, I guess sequels are somewhat common now as well. Like we had a couple of like what old Disney movies or whatever Disney Pixar movies like kind of reinvented for the new age with like sequels like The Incredibles 2, for example.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, actually, did you see the new Little Mermaid trailer? You didn't. I know. I'm just using that as a segue.
Yeah, of course I fucking did.
I just
Do you
used
think
that though.
do you think I give a shit about the Little Mermaid?
I don't think
Oh no,
anyone
that's so
does.
you're
I
right.
here's the thing. This movie is getting some unwarranted criticism for racism. Like straight up racism. Like there's no joke to it. Uh, the main actress is black. Uh, so they're getting a lot of shit for it. But I don't really care about it because I don't think anyone needed a Little Mermaid remake after the Mulan one. Did we really need this again? Lion King, Mulan, now this. We don't need any more live action movies.
We don't. It's gonna be trash as hell, and we all know it's gonna be trash as hell.
I think the movie's gonna be trash, but not for the same reason everyone else thinks it's gonna be trash, because those reasons I don't think are justified. I just think the movie's gonna suck. I don't.
Listen, I'm about to say something crazy, but you know how human genealogy works? So that the reason we have different skin colors is kind of due to the acclimation to weather.
Are you gonna use that excuse as to why she should be white?
Nah, I'm saying where's she getting that sun from, bro? Where's
Kuba,
she
it's
getting
a
that sun under
fucking
the
Disney
sea?
movie. I
Yeah, but she under the sea, bro. She ain't getting no melanin down
No,
there,
this
bro.
argument is stupid as shit because everyone who's going to be using that argument, they're oh, it's not scientifically accurate.
Oh
But
fuck,
no, no,
you're right.
no.
I said it. Now people are gonna actually use
Yeah,
it.
people are going to use that, but these are the same people that use that are the same people that are bitching why the goddamn dragon wasn't in live action Mulan. Oh, it's not accurate. Where's my fantasy talking dragon? You can't have both, guys.
I'd
She's a
rather have
fucking
fantasy than
mermaid.
dragon.
Like I'm seeing a lot of unwarranted fucking hate for it, and it's like, oh, I think the movie's gonna suck. The trailer was just shit on its own right, but let's judge it for what it needs to be judged for, right?
I just don't care. I do understand that there is a genuine. I think there is some warrant to critique it for the one reason. For one reason, is that there are roles that can only be played by certain races in certain situations.
Yeah, but I don't think that.
Like,
Yeah, but I don't expect a white guy to play Martin Luther King. Okay,
yeah,
Martin Luther,
exactly
but
what I'm
not
getting
Martin
at.
Luther King. Different guys.
People get those confused a lot.
If
It's
an
funny.
Asian guy played Malcolm X, I'd be pretty pissed off. And if I play Sun Tzu, someone out there is gonna cuss me out.
Someone's gonna get mad, right?
So yeah, but I don't think fucking Ariel is a character that anyone should really give a shit about.
Yeah, it's like, is this really worth bitching about? It's the fucking Little Mermaid. Who cares? You're not gonna watch it anyways. We all know you're not.
Yeah, I'm probably not. If I'm gonna be honest, 'cause I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about this.
Like I don't think a single. I don't remember a Beauty and the Beast. 'Cause I went to Emma Watson, so it's probably good. Just gonna say it. Uh,
Yeah?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Let me actually check
Okay.
its rating. It's probably terrible.
I don't know. I remember seeing it once on the telly and I looked and I was like, damn, this shit trash. But also I had no I was way younger and I also
It got
wasn't
like
doing it
average
for
scores, like 70.
okay.
which
Not the
is
worst.
still better than Mulan. We actually checked the Mulan one. Mulan, actually, no, Mulan's Rotten Tomatoes is even higher by 2%, but
Really?
still higher.
Is which one is it? The
The live
critic
action.
score?
Well, yeah, it's just gonna be the critic score because I didn't
Oh
go
yeah,
on the
yeah,
Rotten
yeah.
Tomatoes page.
Well, critic scores I think usually are a much worse judge than fan scores, unless it's something that is controversial.
The way I see it is a critic score judges the technical aspects of a movie. The audience scores if the movie's worth watching.
Yeah, but let's be honest, regardless of if we're talking about video games or film, critics are often wankery and sometimes straight up incorrect.
Exactly. Yeah. They said goddamn Avatar's a good movie, and no one remembers shit about Avatar. Okay? And now we're
Yes.
getting a sequel, and they confirmed that Avatar 4 is being worked on as we speak. It's so good, it
What?
skipped 2 and 3.
Wait, you're not
I'm being
joking
serious.
about
I
that.
saw I saw an article about it the other day. Wait a second.
There's no fucking shot, bro. That's a new level of
Like they're
arrogance.
writing it right now. That means 3 is probably underway now. Apparently, it's
That's
called Avatar: The Tulkun Rider.
what?
It has a name.
What the? Who who does this? Who thinks themselves, hey, let's just like
There's an Avatar 5 confirmed.
what?
This movie came out in 2012, and now we're getting a movie every 2 years. James Cameron, stop! Holy shit! And the thing is, he's using money. He can just do this.
It's not a matter of whether you could. It's a matter of whether you should, Doyle.
And this movie came out in 2009, and then like fucking 12 years later, yeah, let's just throw movies out there. Why not?
It's fucking insane,
Christ.
bro. Who? I'm genuinely baffled.
Yeah, no, as am I. This like Avatar 2 does not need to exist. Avatar 3 is pushing it. 4, I'm good. 5, stop.
Yeah, like when I saw like I got like news that there was a second one. I like saw an article and I was like, my first reaction, genuinely, the first thing that went through my mind was, but why?
Yeah.
And I think everyone shares that sentiment. Why?
Here's the thing.
No one
Avatar
wanted this.
looked really gorgeous for a time. I think it still kind of holds up. It's the crisis of movies. It looked can your theater run Avatar? Um it looked beautiful at the time. It still holds up. God, no one remembers damn thing about the plot. Other than the weird hair sex thing, but I don't even remember if that even happened in the movie. It
Why do you have to? Why do you have to bring that up? Why do you have
I
to jab
because
that in?
everyone needs to know that James Cameron is a weird fucking dude. Okay?
So, there are a lot of people in film.
That's true. Uh, but he has the money to just put his fetishes on the screen. Like Quentin Tarantino. God damn it.
You're making yourself depressed, aren't
I
you?
am.
Oops. See, this is why my hobby of preference, music, only has egotistical assholes, not fetishistical assholes. I know. I just coined. Is that a word even? Fetishistical.
I don't think so. Let's Google.
Fetishistic is.
I don't think it
Well,
is. Fascistical is not a word. It's a look at us inventing new words on the podcast.
I'm just modern day Shakespeare, man. I don't know what to tell you. The way I speak, the direction in which I take my words, eloquent.
He has such a way with words as I start crying.
Tears everywhere on the mic, on your headphones. You're crying out the back of your head, bro. I'm opening your third eye. It ain't on the front, it's on the back. You're crying out that shit. I'm giving you 360 vision, my brother. 360. That's a fucking circle. Spherical vision.
I'm just gonna let
I
you're
wish I
just
could
going
see behind me.
fucking crazy here. I'm just letting it happen. I'm not stopping. Your descent into madness is evident.
I love the English language.
Awesome, and I love alcohol. I think it's time for Doyle's booze review of the day.
I think you are correct, my friend. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. What you got for us today,
So
brother?
I was gonna do vodka, but I remember that I still had this, and I was supposed to drink this in the first episode and forgot about it. Um, I got
Okay, wait.
Havana Club Dark Rum. It is
Oh,
you can
yo,
buy
that's like
this
that one song by Camila Cabello. Yo,
Havana Club Dark Rum. Is that close enough, right?
really nailed it. Really nailed it.
Thank you. That's what 2 beers and Havana Club does to a guy. Uh, so this bottle in particular. You can buy this in like any like in normal liquor stores, from what I know. But this bottle is straight up from Cuba. Like this, my parents brought this back for me, and I don't think it's gonna taste any
Yo,
different. I just think it's a neat little tidbit.
damn it! I gave it out to them. Why'd they give it? That was a gift to them.
Oh well,
Wow,
that
this is weird for
sucks.
me. Yeah.
I drank this once before because I didn't. Oh wow, that's cool. They have like an okay. So I take off the cap, and inside the cap, I don't know how to explain this. So when you're pouring liquor, there's like this thing that you put on the end of the bottle to pour it out in like small doses to get exact amounts. Basically, you see it in
Mhm.
bars all the time. They kind of have something like that built in. It looks like when you open up like I don't know what it's called, like a juice box. There's like juice boxes that you can open with a lid, and they have this built-in mechanism inside to stop it from leaking. It kind of like that, but it looks like I can just drink right through it because it doesn't come off the cap or anything. It's built into the bottle. I don't know. I think I need to take a picture if you really understand what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
because I'm picturing a penis hole right now.
No, kind of.
Oh shit! Let's go.
It doesn't matter. Does liquid come through that? It looks like it's there to stop it from pouring out accidentally, which is something I have not seen in any of these other bottles we've had. So that's neat. 40% alcohol like the others. Let's give. I'm not sure if I can do a sniff test because it. No, yeah, I
Ye-
can.
oh,
Obviously,
okay.
very similar to the Captain Morgan. I would say though, actually, do I have the Captain Morgan here for like a smell comparison? Where did I fucking put that? That's
Oh
it.
hell no! He lost Captain Morgan.
Okay, well, I'll have the spiced rum, which is not the dark rum, but I'll smell that for a second. Yeah, no, definitely not gonna be the same. No point in that. Okay, no, it smells very similar, but I'd say even sweeter than that. So here I go.
Swig, 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 swig.
Hmm.
Okay, sounded like it took you a second to
It did.
process it fully.
Because at first it was like, yeah, this is just like almost identical. But then it does hit harder. You feel it more. The Captain Morgan definitely goes down easier. Which for rum, yeah, you kind of want that, but this is a bit more exotic. Definitely, I'd say it tastes better because I like the alcohol taste. But if you're a new drinker, yeah, Captain Morgan's probably where it's at. Goes down way easier. Going to be cheaper for you probably. I don't really know the price of this one because it was a gift. I
Okay.
do think I personally prefer it. But if I'd leave this one at home and put it on the shelf of all my other like more exotic drinks. I'd use it for like personal like parties and like having guests over. I wouldn't bring it somewhere. If I was gonna bring alcohol somewhere, I'd rather just bring Captain Morgan at that point. And I don't think my opinion on that is ever gonna change. Captain Morgan's the cheapest and easiest to do that with. But this is pretty damn good.
All right. So would you say it goes on the higher end of like
Definitely on the higher end. It's obviously not Caesar vodka.
we all know where that's going for those who've seen the was that the first episode that we had Caesar on?
Yeah,
It was.
that was the first episode. Uh, so this one, I don't know. I think just overall, like obviously I prefer the taste of this one, but I think Captain Morgan's probably the better bang for your buck. So I'd probably put it right underneath it.
Okay,
But if
okay.
you're an avid like rum drinker, I'd chill the extra. I'm not sure this is more expensive. My opinion kind of hinges on that.
Well, what's it called? Maybe you can find it.
Yeah, I'm just
Hold
gonna
on.
search it up online. I'm assuming that the Captain Morgan bottle is about 40 to 50 bucks. We'll find out.
You got that 40 50. Now we hit that gritty.
There we go. Let's go. Oh, I'm taking a gander. That was really good though. I think like just the more I'm thinking about, it, the more I actually like it. I might go
All
back
right,
for
so like,
seconds in a second.
okay, so like, kind of sits on your
It
mind.
does. It's sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, wait. That it also I think it's in my mind because I do have something to compare it to that I've drank on the show already. So like I'm thinking more about that instead of just do I like it.
Yeah, because now it's comparative. Now you have a whole frame of reference.
How much? Well, okay. This is. Oh, I should also clarify. This is the Anaho Reserva bottle. There's different variants. It actually is fairly cheap. Yeah, no, I mean this is fine. You could bring this to the party. I think this actually might be better than Morgan in my opinion.
Yeah, how much? How much is it?
Oh, like I think I'm looking at American price, but 30. So it'll probably be about 40,
Okay,
45 here.
yeah, pretty reasonable.
That's pretty normal for alcohol, so it's like not surprising.
All right, hell yeah.
So I like this one. Probably better than Morgan in my opinion. So there's that. I'm going for seconds. Hold up. Also, the bottles is really high quality. Like this looks really cool. I like this bottle. Something I don't talk about much on this show. I should start mentioning that. The bottles for these are awesome.
That's pretty gas. G slice.
All right,
Could you hear that motorcycle
I
driving
did.
past? I hate motorcycles.
It sounded like a faint rumbling. It's coming.
Oh, okay. No, but I think motorcycles are cool, but I hate how they're fucking deafening.
That's good. Okay, they don't have to be deafening though. It's how the
But they
driver
always
uses
are.
it. Yeah,
Yes,
because they
because
want
it's
you to
hard.
know.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I can already see you fucking like riding that shit. Even more so than I would in a car.
Mhm.
You don't have to fucking dick ride even harder. We
I
get it.
judge, but if I drove a motorcycle, I'd be a dick with it too.
Yeah, and I'd flip you off because you're a fucking nuisance.
Yep, true. Ree.
The fuck was that? What
Well,
was
I
that
made
supposed
like
to
a
be?
weird noise. I didn't want people to comment "ree because it kind of sounded like it. So I decided to do it myself.
Yeah, well, you sound like fucking Scooby Doo just got the shits and his
Ree,
like tummy's rumbling and he's trying to get to the fucking outside so we can like take a fat fucking gobbledygook on the ground. Ree!
I need to rich. Ree.
Ngor Scoob! We're inside the state penitentiary. You can't do that here. Yeah. The inmates will beat the shit out of you. Oh god!
Okay, wait. I'm not gonna do this bit. I don't want this on the pod. I
Dude,
don't
that's
want
fail
this to be fail
RP.
RP. RDM.
RP, bro.
I have been watching a lot of old Zuthar 13 videos. He changed his name now. He tries to do VTubing. I prefer the old Zuthar, the real Zuthar.
That's so crazy. I have a much funnier story that segues off of Scooby Doo. So I
Okay.
used to know this kid named Daniel when I was like 5. I used to live back in Ireland, and there was this kid. There was this kid named Daniel. He was kind of my best friend at the time. But let me tell you, Daniel was the most bitchy ass motherfucker I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. Man was a snake. What this motherfucker, this is going somewhere, trust me. So
Okay.
what this motherfucker used to do every single time without fail, every like couple weeks, we'd like stand in a line to do some game or something like jump rope or whatever, and we're standing there waiting in line, and all of a sudden this guy, we're like standing together talking. He looks forward, looks at the guy in front of us, looks back at me, and looks behind us. We're last ones in line. Fucking takes his hand and does like the most fucking powerful backhand you've seen since any anime villain, and just goes on the guy in front of us. And then as the kid in front of us turns around, he always hit me with it was him. It was him. He looks at me, panics, points at me, blames it on me, literally runs away like a little bitch, and I still got in trouble for it. But his snakery goes even further beyond because one time, and I didn't hear the story firsthand, but his mother told my mother this story. And one time, he was watching Scooby Doo on the telly. We're in Ireland. It's the telly, and he's in the living room. His mom goes, leaves the room, does something, and she comes back. Scooby Doo's still on the TV, but the rest of the room looks as if a dog with rabies had just fucking devoured everything. The couch was destroyed. Some shelves were literally knocked down. And she walks in, looks at him, Daniel. Well, they're Russian, so it's more like a Daniel. What have you done? Wait, that is
Okay.
not Russian. Daniel, what have you done?
Mhm.
Comrade mother, I it
Comrade
was Scooby
Mom.
Doo. He said it was. She said it was Scooby Doo. That Scooby Doo fucking jumped out of the television, did a lap around the living room, and jumped back into the screen. And he was not capping. He thought that was. He thought that he genuinely believed that shit. He was insane.
He's Russian. That just comes to the, you know,
Oh, you're
it's
right. You're right.
baggage.
How much? Do you think he enlisted in the Russian-Ukraine war?
He's probably dead. If he
Yeah.
did, he's probably dead.
What are we talking about? He's too much of a bitch. He probably he'd probably fucking run away from the battle. He'd isolate his troops and get shot to gulag. If they still have those, I don't know.
I don't think they
Can
do anymore.
can Russians confirm? Have y'all been using gulag since the war
You
started?
know they can't. They'd be sent to one if they said anything.
Yeah, you're right.
Be a whistleblower. Be a hero.
Yeah. What was your story gonna be about?
Oh, okay. Thank you. No, we talked about RDM twice, so I think I might as well bring it up. Um, he just his old videos are just Gmod trolling videos, but they're fucking hilarious because these people are goddamn stupid. All right, and sometimes he doesn't even have to do anything. Like I watched one day, he was in Harry Potter RP, and friggin' Voldemort was just getting pissy with everybody. He's yelling at people. There's an actual argument, and he just sits there and watches and occasionally chimes in. But oh god, I can't fucking remember what the story is. Oh yeah, okay. He deleted a bunch of his old videos, like a lot of them, almost every one of his Gmod videos. He does like VTubing now. He goes by a new name, Lord Commander Chaos. Which, come on, man, you could do better than that. Uh, so, so there's an archive of all his old videos, but there's one video that's not on there, and it was one of my fucking favorites. It was called "To Catch a Moderator," and I can't find it anywhere. I looked at other
Okay.
archives. It's not on any of the other archives. There's like multiple archives of videos. It's not on it's okay on the wiki on Zutharpedia. That's a thing, of course. It's one of the it's listed as one of the 3 deleted videos, and I can't find it. In the video, I remember it very well. He went on a server, just picked a name off a list, off the server list, called a moderator and said, "Hey, this guy killed me. He RDM'd me." And this guy gets pulled up and just he straight up lies, like blatantly lies. Yeah, he used I don't remember what gun. And the kid chimes in. He goes, "Was it an AK-47? Was it an AK-47?" He goes, yeah, it was. I don't have one. It couldn't have been me." I was like, okay, but the moderator
All right.
goes, "I checked the logs. It looks like you killed him." It's all bullshit. He didn't touch this guy. He doesn't. They never met before. And this kid ends up getting banned. So the Zuthar's like, yeah. So I guess gotta confess that you just banned that guy for nothing. He never fucking touched me. And they get the owner of the server involved. He that moderator loses his job. It's fucking hilarious.
To be fair, that
Yeah, he
is an
should.
abuse of power. He should have been gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But there was another one that was really fun. He basically some servers gave him admin to just fuck around with because he got so popular. So just having him in your server brought new players to your server. Uh, so that.
I mean, hey, if your server's not absolutely fucking trash, that's probably good. That's probably a sweet thing,
It
right?
is. Like if I own a server, I'd make that like a whole day. Like, hey guys, the Zuthar's coming in to fuck with the server for a bit. If you want to be on his YouTube channel and dick around for a bit, join the server there. Uh,
Yeah.
but they did it in this World War II one where the community manager and the owner of the server gave him admin for the day or a couple hours and said, "Yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. We think this will
Wait,
bring new people."
this sounds familiar. I think this was like kind of like a video getting recommended a lot because this sounds really familiar.
I think this is one of the few Gmod videos he still has on his original channel too, so it definitely has a lot of views. He got on this server and he and his friends all had admin. He brought his friends, And it started while they're dicking around and doing all this fucked up shit. In the background, there's like this political game with the mods because all the server admins hate that he is allowed to do this. They take it way too seriously. They're like, I fucking hate that Zuthar's here. We all hate him. They try and remove his admin. They try and do all this shit. But whenever they fuck with him, the owner just removes their admin powers. He fires them on the spot. It's and at the end, the moderator is trying to the owner is trying to explain why he's doing it to the Zuthar. But Zuthar doesn't give a shit. It just goes to watch a bunch of people get killed by like an artillery strike.
King shit.
This guy's like, yeah,
King shit.
I'm doing this to prove to my my admins that I'm still in charge around here and I can do whatever the fuck I want. And Zuthar's like, yeah, that's whatever. I'm gonna go watch this. It's incredible. And his Halo RP ones, by far his best. Oh my god. Team Dolphin, baby, all the way.
Like the game, the emulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this is the last Zuthar video I'm going to explain, but genuinely, it's again, I think it's still on his channel. It was so fucking funny. He joined a Halo RP server. The admin, who was Master Chief, named Joel Haver, not the Joel Haver you're thinking of.
Yeah,
I think it was actually like Joel Hayer. It was Joel for sure. He got pissy with them. He's like, I've had 2 successful war games today, and you guys come along and wreck it. And Zuthar looks down at all the people playing. He's like, yeah, it looks really fucking wrecked down there. I'm sorry. And eventually, when they go back to the spaceship, he starts a riot. And everyone's chanting, Team Dolphin! Team Dolphin! And murdering people. He gets banned and he rejoins. He walks into the main room. He does a voice like, Joel, hey, I spawned in. They told me to come talk to you, boss. And Joel goes, do you know why no one's talking right now? No, because I gagged them all. Because I'm getting a headache. He goes, oh. And people are chanting, oh my god, he's back. It's Zuthar, he's back. And Joel's like, no, it's not Zuthar. You think he bought another copy of the game, downloaded our mod pack, joined again, just to fuck with me? And Zuthar goes, yeah, what kind of fucking idiot would do that? Then you see everyone turn to him, and it goes dead silent. Alright, if you have a gun, shoot Zuthar, everybody! Oh, he fucking destroyed that. It was hilarious. Point is, I don't know why he deleted all these old videos. Some of them I understand that he says some very controversial things. And I understand why he got rid of some very specific World War II videos. That had yeah. So I don't know, but a lot of these were just really good fun, and it's why he's popular in the first place. And I'm glad this is an archive because they're really fun to rewatch.
Yeah, I'm personally in the camp that everything that exists on the internet should be archived. A lot of people, especially like if you post on a public thing, if you have private accounts, I guess maybe there's an argument against it. But at the end of the day, you decide to post it. That's on you. But yeah, in the archival is very important in my opinion. Yeah,
I'm just sad there's like a few videos that I just never, especially one of my favorites, that's never gonna come back. But I suppose while we're talking about archiving, Chris Chan update of the day. The quickie is still not back on, and I think I was wrong in the last couple episodes. Kiwi Farms is also gone permanently. So I do recall though I was on Kiwi Farms. I think it just got shut down recently, as in like the past week or two. But it actually is looking like the quickie might not make a comeback. Now, luckily, Gino Samuel, for instance, the guy doing the Chris Chan documentary, is currently downloading the entire fucking thing.
What a king.
So he could finish the series. So sooner or later, it looks like the quickie is going to be the quickie might just be gone. There are efforts to archive it and make a new one. But it does look like Gino Samuel's documentary might just be the only way to learn about Chris Chan soon. Which
it is the comprehensive.
It's comprehensive. I do think that it might be for the best. Maybe we should let sleeping dogs lie, huh? Nah, fuck it. This is the internet. Let's bully the kid.
Let's bully person to extreme lengths to the point that it ruins their life completely and wholeheartedly.
Let's go!
Let go!
Just gotta quickly check the quickie again. Make sure, like, as of recording, it's still down. It is. It is still down.
And with that unfortunate news, I think we're
I think we're about
closing
out.
in on. Yeah, I think we're about done with today's podcast.
I agree. I am
And
just going to do one last quick check on the Chris Chan subreddit beforehand. I
and while you do
apologize.
that, I'm a plug. I got an album dropping on September 17th of 2022. You can find it on all streaming services. You can find it on Apple Music, on Spotify, Amazon Music, probably fucking whatever shit. What else is there? I don't want to search it up, but it's on everything. It's on the YouTube. It'll be on the YouTube, bruh. And you can find it under the name Kuba Kach. Kuba space Kach. That's Kuba Kach. Kuba space Kach. And give your boy a listen. There's probably no one watching this, so I just sound fucking stupid right now. But yeah, please
All right.
listen to my music. I don't make enough money.
If you say that, but every time you make like money off your music, you go, "Hi guys, take that 5 cents passive income, motherfucker."
Bro, it's five
Sorry.
cents. It's 5 cents, bro. Listen, off of my music career, I've made a total of $7.59. That's
Let's
passive
go.
income. That's passive income,
That's like
baby.
2 McDoubles and maybe a small fry.
Listen, that's a whole meal. I'm eating tonight. I'm eating good tonight.
So just last thing about the quickie, yeah, there is no new info other than for some people are saying that the Wayback Machine cannot show the quickie for whatever reason. Don't know much about that. Some people are saying the opposite, so I'll wait a bit and see. But the last thing I want to do is say that one, Bob has done it. He has cut down the internet, and two, this is a comment, by the way. This is like the historical equivalent to the burning of the Library of Alexandria, and
Based.
that just
That's
makes me
so
chuckle.
based. He's so right. That sounds like a Cubaism. That sounds like
That's a
something I'd say.
Cubaism. Please let's not call them Cubaisms.
Cubaisms.
But yeah, I think it might just be for the best to let this die off. I
Give,
think
give,
Chris Chan needs to let him die.
give the incarcerated ball of a mess that is Chris Chan just let it rest. Let it end.
This feels like what's that movie? Willy's Wonderland. Just leave him. Let's sacrifice someone to him every once in a while and just leave him.
I don't like the idea of the sacrifice part. That sounds a little. That's
Yeah, but it'd be funny, wouldn't it?
So what? Are we just gonna give him like? Are we just gonna sacrifice a virgin woman every once in a while? Is that what it is?
A prostitute.
I thi-
Let them keep their
right.
innocence. All right. Well, with that said, this is the end of the episode this week, guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Baby.